I'm in London, got my beat from London.
I style, no stylish, no Chanel, Saint.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be working with Julia's hair. I have 3 bundles and a frontal, and I'll be using the hot glue gun method to create this unit. We have Brazilian wave body bundles in a 10-inch frontal, 12, 14, and 16-inch bundles, and I'll just be doing them my normal way. I already have a video and I'll link it down below on how I construct my units. Really quick, really easy, and no, we do not hand sew units anymore. So I'm just going to show you quick clips of how I construct the unit using the hot glue gun method. And for more detailed ones, like I said, I'll link those down below. I have one on how I do my frontals, customizing frontals, installing units, hand sewn, and with the hot glue gun method, coloring hair, pretty much everything you can do with hair. I'll have all of those linked down below. So you can start making your own units and saving you some money. So now that we have our constructed unit, I'm going to do a little bit of customizing because the hairline was kind of full, or more full than I would like it to be. So now I'm just trying on the unit to see how much I'm really going to start taking off, and I'll just use my tweezers to get to plucking at the hairline to just thin it out a little bit and make it look more natural and more skin-like. So now we got our all plucked to our liking. I'm going to go ahead and show you how I do my elastic band method so we don't have to use any adhesive to make sure our wig is secured. Alright, so I'm going to show you how I do my elastic band no more. We don't use glue no more. We don't use adhesive no more. We don't use none of that no more. Excuse my background. I got a lot going on. I got a lot of projects, but I want to get this video up because I want to get another one up tomorrow. And then after that, and 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 that. So, we're just going to, go ahead and film this right quick. But we're going to be using this Julia hair, and I'm going to show you how I do my elastic band method. I don't use adhesive anymore. Not got to be, not boho, not ghost bond, not gel, not nothing. Hairspray, whatever contraption folks is coming up with nowadays to secure the wigs, I don't use none of that. We do elastic bands only. Snatch this mug off, throw this mug on. All right, all we got to worry about is baby hairs when we feel like it. I found that really, I feel like I'm allergic to adhesives. They were breaking out my hair. It's giving me some discoloration, which you'll see momentarily. I don't really wear wig caps anymore. I just slap this bad boy on. Keep it pushing. When I'm going to get real cute, I'll go in there and pull them little baby hairs out. But anyway, I want to show you how I do my elastic band method because it's a little bit different than the majority of the ones that I've seen on YouTube. I actually use 2 bands to secure my wig because I want to use absolutely no adhesive. And the ones when I would try and do it how the majority of the videos on YouTube are, like the flaps by your ears, they would still be loose and you would need to secure them somehow, some way. No, not using any. So really I just go by feel, but if you want to get like real technical, you can use a tape measure and measure the back of your head from the behind your ear because that's where your elastic band will go, and you can measure like that, and then you can decide how much elastic you actually need. If I went by this, it says I need 10.5 inches of elastic band, but you want to make sure that your elastic is actually it has to pull on the frontal so it will stay secured to your head. Some of mine are a little more snug than others because they're cut not exactly the same and you just need it to be secure. So let me show you. I already have them pre-cut, but I just found some elastic. I'm a crafter. I just be looking through stuff and I find stuff. So really any elastic will work. You can get this at any craft store. So these are the two pre-cut strips that I have. So this one is my main elastic band that will secure the wig in place, you know, the most, because it's thicker, it has more control, has more grip. Now this smaller one is gonna be up behind my ears. So this is what's going to be holding down this frontal flat. This is how I can use absolutely no adhesive at all. So I just pull my wig wherever I need it to be. Pull them little nappy edges back. Y'all about to see my 5 head in a minute, you know. I feel like I've been on here, but I've had to have been on here before. As many wig videos as I made, bald headed. My hairline is ridiculous. Who cares? I don't care. Whoever get with me eventually, I don't care. But yeah, this is how I don't have to use any adhesive. And it just, you see the wig? See the band? Goes behind my ear, holds the frontal down in place. That thicker band is holding the body, this back portion of the wig, and then that little band is securing that frontal to my head. So we have absolutely no adhesive. I don't even have gel on this at this point. This is gel that's just been on this unit. So I'm gonna show you how I do that on this bad boy. So what we're gonna do is flip her inside out and use our mannequin head, just because it allows us to have the shape of a head. And I don't know, I just like this one. These mannequin heads just always make my wigs too big. I don't know what it is. Not the slightest clue. But you do want to go ahead and try on your wig first. So let me just go ahead and snatch. Ah! Girl, you little peanut head girl. Yeah, it'd be like that. I literally take that mug off every night. Every wig, any wig. We don't do adhesive. I don't have to worry about trying to take it off. Be gentle, your edges. We ain't got none of that. I barely got edges anyway, and at this point in my life, it is what it is. So we're gonna put this bad boy on. So she fits pretty good already. She's not like super snug to where it's annoying. And that's another thing you want to be careful with when you're doing the elastic band, is that you don't make it too tight, because you will give yourself a headache. You'll be like, bro, why do my head hurt? It's too much tension on your head. It's too much. So this wig is actually cut from my mother, but I have to show you guys. All right. And it's so thin. She just like, her hair is so thin. I'm like, girl, what's the point? But she wanted to try this frontal, so I done made her a little frontal wig. Perks of being my mom. All right, so you see, we cut the frontal, and this time I might actually show that video or make a video like that too. Instead of like pre-cutting my frontal this time, I just put the frontal on like normal, and then I went and fitted my mom and I cut it around her ears. We actually probably have the same head, because this lays pretty nicely as far as like the ear cut goes. I never did that before. I don't know why. I saw Taylor Made J. I don't know. She filed with makeup. She filed with wigs. She filed with nails. She filed with everything. She on the IG. I'll probably put her name on the screen because she just fine. But I saw her and I'm like, how do I be learning to do stuff and I didn't see this? Anyway, so you want to start with your thicker band first and just make sure that it's going to be, you know, start and stop where you need to stop. This actually feels like it's going to be too loose. It's not really going to secure the wig, but you're going to attach it to the frontal. So I'm just holding it in place, and we're going to tuck it behind the ear because that's where it's going to go. So I'm just holding it, and then I'm pulling the elastic band around to where it feels snug. So, and then, you know, go around the back of your other ear. And again, you want to make sure that it's snug to where it's going to hold the wig down, but it's not too tight to where it's going to give you a headache. You want to come all the way back around to the other side of the frontal and place it discreetly. Like this hair will cover up whatever lace, because all this lace up here is going to be cut shortly. You make sure your wig is wherever you want your hairline to start. Y'all, I have a 5 head. No joke. I'll be giving myself a normal forehead, okay? Call me a catfish if you want to. Is it really a catfish? So I'm telling you what I do. But anyway, you don't want to put it too close on the edge of the lace because it's lace. Lace is delicate. So you want to put it far enough onto your frontal to where, you know, it can be camouflaged, but it has enough grip on the lace to where it's not going to rip the lace if you pull it, you know, you get too aggressive one day. You got to be careful. So I'm just pulling it, coming back around the other side. You can use a pin to like hold it in place so when you take it off, or, you know, just hold it and take it off. So I think this is about enough to where I feel like comfortable tight, but not too much. So I'm gonna cut about maybe a ½ inch of this elastic off. Yeah, so taking it off. Now we're gonna put her on the wig. You see, I still have it in my hand to where I'm going to lay my first stitches. So I'm just gonna use this T-pin to hold it down real quick. So that's where my stitch is gonna start. So we're flipping her inside out, putting her on the thing. I'm putting my other wig back on because I just feel real vulnerable. My forehead is so big. What hairline is that? What are those? Confidence is key, y'all. And I'm keeping all of that in. I'm not editing any of it out. You see the real me. Who is that girl I see staring straight back at me? Joke! Alright. So we got our thread over here. We got needles over here. This is the only thing on my units that I sew now. I sew the frontal or closure onto the wig cap. And then I sew my elastic band on. Everything else, hot glue gun. The thing with these wig heads, this one is definitely more of, you know, a human head. It's shaped better. But she too big. But since I know how much elastic I'm gonna cut off, we can use it. But this definitely like fills out but it definitely fills it out better, so I get a better idea of exactly where everything's going. So we're gonna I'm gonna show you, I'm gonna take off an inch just because I feel like I really need an inch. So I'm going to cut off this much of the elastic, and then we're gonna sew it down on both sides. Now watch this be too tight and y'all be like, Tanny, you played yourself. You said a ½ inch, but look at you cutting an inch. Yeah, bruh, it be like that, you know. Beauty is pain, okay? Okay. And when I sew my elastic band on, I try to sew it so that it lays as flat as possible on my head. It doesn't add any extra bulk, lumps, or bumps. So we got our T-pin holding it in place. I'm just gonna start at the edge of the elastic, get a nice little secure spot, making sure I'm going through the elastic and the lace underneath if I could get my life together. And like I said, I want to make sure I get a good like anchor stitch to start because we need to make sure this mug gets held on. So I went diagonal because that was just more space to grip onto the elastic. So I'm just going to pull it through and then loop. See what I'm doing? And then loop the needle through the thread to create a knot. Boop. First stitch. I'm going to go through one more time to make sure that it's completely secure because you don't want it to have too much tension on the lace again because it will rip. After I do this second loop, I'm going to do a flat stitch back and forth, so no more loops because loops add bulk. I won't do another loop until I finish this off and I'm alright. So she's secure. So now we're just gonna go. Make sure to get through the lace and the band and pull her straight on through. And go back in and do it again. Or not pulling the lace, looping the lace through itself to try to keep it as flat as possible. And just go all the way across. And for extra security, you can stitch all the way back across. Alright, so we're getting to the end of the elastic. So I'm going to do this final flat stitch. And then I'm going to go through one more time to secure the knot. All right, so we did flat stitch all the way across. So you can see I just went straight, flat across. The elastic band is adhered to the lace, and that's what's going to hold it down on your head. So now that I'm at this final stitch, I'm going to go through one more time and wrap the thread around the needle 1, 2, 3 times, pull it through, creating a knot. But we're not secure yet. So we have a knot there. We're going to go ahead and cut the rest of the thread off and tie 2 more knots because we don't play. Security is key. All right, and boom. Cut that excess thread off. Because when I had it on the mannequin, she felt like she was gonna be too loose. But this is actually fitting pretty snug, so I don't think I will need the other elastic band. So I'm gonna just go ahead and T-pin this in place, but I will show you what it looks like on my other wig. So we got 2 bands. So you can see I have one here, thicker one, holds everything in place. And then we have one closer to the, okay, you see we have one that really holds the wig in place, keeps it on the back of the head, and then we have another one that's closer up on the edge of the frontal, close to the ears, and I folded it in half because I don't know why I didn't cut it. But to make it thinner so it fits more comfortably behind my ear and holds that frontal down super duper flat. So, but I did the same type of stitching method, just stitched it straight across. We just got 2 of them things, and this one always stays folded. I really don't know why I didn't cut it, but anyway. So that's that. That's what I would have done with this. But even like this, just with this T-pin on here, this mug feel about secured in the mug, ain't going nowhere. So we'll see. All right, so this is what we're working with. So now I'm gonna go ahead and cut off the lace to see if I actually need this second band or not. So we could, I mean you could, but I don't think I am. I feel like the gel that I use on my on these edges will get it together. All right, so let's go get to laying these little edges right quick. All right, so this is our wig. This is our wig. Here she is. She's all curled and styled, and I actually really like this length. This is a 16, but it's so voluminous, and it's so like it has a lot of volume. It has a lot of body for it to only be 2 bundles in the frontal. Like, who is she? Like, y'all know I'm always here for bundles and inches, okay? But I'm here for this 16 and only this 16 and this 14-inch bundles with this 10-inch closure. Like, I'm here for it. It frames my face really nicely. That just makes me feel like I need to start getting 10-inch frontals. I didn't have to do anything but curl this. I'm here for it. Beep. Beep. And the hair is so soft. Julia Hair is one of my favorite companies that I work with. I've been working with a lot of hair companies, but Julia Hair always gets me together. So I feel like after I'm done with this unit is going to my mother. I kind of don't want to give it to her though, but I like this. I need to go ahead and give me some bundles of these inches. So Julia Hair, can Shorty get some more? I need one for me. So yeah, but I hope I showed you the detail and how I attach my elastic bands. I do not use anything. There's nothing else on here but gel that I use to swoop these little edges, and the elastic band that's holding it down. As you can see, it's flat to my head. Nothing is sticking out, poking out, even the edges, and that's why I feel like I didn't need another elastic band like I normally do. So when I do need that, I will film it again. So here for it. So thank you so much for coming back to my channel. If you have not already, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit the subscribe button, and then hit all notifications on that notification bell, so you're always notified when I have a brand new upload. And yes, thank you so much for coming back, and I will see you on my next one. Stay true.
Gucci bag, lifestyle, no stylish, Louis Vuitton, Jimmy Choo, that's on you. Diamonds on my neck, frozen.